Yeah, and they don't lend the same way on them either, right?
To my understanding, well, yeah, they would what they would do is they do like a refinance or second mortgage on the existing house to pay off the garden suite. And the well, no, that's a good question. Like I'm trying to understand like how they would actually fund the mortgage for that. Well, the construction's done. I guess there's no mortgage on that. It's just a second mortgage on your existing household.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, but I don't think it's like you don't get the value out of it. Like it doesn't count like your
Oh
like a
no,
principal residence.
yeah, no, the value's not there, right? They're doing like one for one. So if you spend like 270, 300, whatever on a garden suite, that's what appraisal is going to appraise it for, right? That's the tough part there because the minimum I've seen is like what 200 something to convert a one-story garage into a garden suite, right? Where if you can just take that money and do like three independent units, like apartment units, you know, you probably like make a lot more money that way.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's like that. Well, that's just it, right? You could do with 200K, you could do flips, right?
Exactly.
You could
Like
really,
again, some people are just seduced by the fact that it's a garden suite. It's like another household, right? So I think that's where it's coming from. But yeah, no, it's not worth. Like, the math doesn't make sense to me at least, right?
yeah, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. It's just I think it's just too much work. It's not worth the work. Not the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
100%, 100%. It's but again, like Mark Lawler's event, there's other people there too. There's one guy telling me what was it? He was obviously looking for a money partner for like 2.5 million, and I was like, okay, struggling to get like 300, 500. You're asking for like 2.5, so good luck, buddy. It'd be
No,
interesting if he does get it,
the bigger deals are
but it's
easier to
tough. Like,
fund. The
oh,
big the
100%. I
bigger
would say
deals are
so.
easier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those guys
No, it's
know,
good. Like,
like those guys understand. Like guys with bigger money understand. It's harder to do the little stuff. Because the little
mm-hmm.
stuff you're trying to collect money from an investor who's nervous, new to the game, still trying to get their feet wet or figure out what to do. So it just becomes like they're already scared, right? And then for them to jump in with large money is problematic until they do a couple.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's that nervousness that stops them. They don't understand how much more valuable commercial is versus residential, and it's harder. It's like, sorry, it's easier to do commercial than residential. I've seen it on both, so it's like rather do like an 18, 20, 50 unit apartment building versus like a fourplex all day long.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
just it's just more pain. But yeah. So what's going on with your rental world, buddy? What's the interesting working that you're working on?
Oh man, we're doing lots of freaking bids and stuff like that now for these like larger projects that we're looking to acquire. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of movement in Edmonton and Calgary. Um, yeah, man, it's getting busier and busier, and I'm meeting more and more people. Like, kind of like networking, but it's in a different world, right? Like these guys are. I'm meeting a lot of importer exporters. We're like that TikTok sync we're bringing in. We're constantly coming up with new products, new creativity, right? Like waterproof laminate is coming back. So there's a laminate, but they use like a different kind of like bonding agent, so it makes it waterproof up to like I think it's up to 24 hours or 48 hours. So you could let it sit in water for 48 hours and it won't
Oh,
expand or
okay.
contract. Where like laminate, if you leave it there for like 10 minutes, it starts to break. Um, this other guy that I met, he has carbon fiber laminate flooring, 100% waterproof, but it's made out of carbon fiber. Very
Oh,
interesting,
okay.
very interesting products that I'm looking at. Even there's a company in Edmonton. They make these um, lighting systems. Basically, it's wireless switches. I mean, I remember asking you and Vince about this a while ago. Whether does the light switch need to be hardwired? I don't know if you remember we had that conversation, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out if you need to hardwire lights and switches. I'm just gonna get Adri to come up here. And then, anyways, and the answer from basically everything that we discussed was truly no. Um, but what I like about this technology, they have these like basically IR sensors that you put in where the light would be, and then where the first light would be. Like, so if you have like six pot lights, the first one that gets power, that would have an IR sensor that would be on and off. And then you could put switches in the house wherever you wanted, and it would turn on and off that light switch or that light.
Yeah, it was a fun technology because it was like a portable switch wherever you went, right?
Yes,
Like that
yeah,
was the idea there.
yeah, but not even that. Like you could put, so imagine you, I don't know, you remove a load bearing wall or you're like rejigging a kitchen design or a kitchen layout, and now your light switches aren't in the same spot or they like you could now move the switch because the main source of the switch is in the ceiling. It's in the actual light fixture. And the actual switches are just like stickers basically you can put anywhere. So,
Hmm. Okay.
and you can turn any light into a three-way switch because you don't need to hardwire a three-way switch. You can just literally go and put four-way switches. You could put like switches in multiple spots in the house to all operate the same light switch.
I see. So, like, correct me if I'm wrong too. Like, if do you actually need like a light source, light fixture in that room? Could you not replace it with like an LED, like sort of like do you know those strips that they have? It's not really connected anywhere too much, but they have those. You can use your phone, right?
Yeah, yes, it's kind of like that, but you need to actually have a light, like an actual fixture, right? Whether it's a pot light. Well, I mean, I guess you could put a transformer and run whatever you want. But the idea behind it is that one, like if we're doing like a new construction or a new build, kind of like in the Aplex that we're working on with Arrow, in there I wouldn't have to run three-way switch wiring, so I could reduce the amount of wire I need to put into a brand new project, and I would have the flexibility of being able to move the light switch. Like let's say the light switch was, where the door is, and now sometimes like the casing is too close to the light switch, and sometimes we had to like cut out the casing like a little bit so that the plate could go, or cut the plate so that the light switch would work. We could skip that by using these products,
Oh, I see. Okay, okay, that makes more sense then.
right?
Okay,
So
well, there's a bunch of new technology like that, right? It's like that one, the smart water valve that you were working on a couple months ago, right? And I think you were working on like that door lock system as well at some point.
yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, so the water valve one that we use quite often, right? That it's like I think it's like $550. It comes with five water sensing pucks, and then the water valve, which you put on your water main, and then once you set it up, outside of having Wi-Fi, these things will basically detect water being leaked, and then it'll automatically turn off your water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Manny recently approached me. He's got a client who's like, "Hey, two-story. Well, it's a bungalow with a basement. Had water damage. The water was sitting there for like a month, and the whole house is like moldy."
Oh,
He was like, "What's
wow.
what's the mold remediation? What's the cost? How do I do it?" And I was explaining to him kind of some of the stuff. And this $500 smart valve would have changed the trajectory of that person, right? $500
No, 100%.
would have saved that house
But
from.
like $500 for multiple ones. It's not just like $500 for one. It's like for a couple of them,
Yeah, it comes
right?
with yeah, it comes with the five sensors and the main valve.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, that seems to be the. I guess it's not that hard to kind of integrate that with the current renovation stuff that you're doing there, right?
Yes, yeah, no, it makes it super simple. I mean, that's what we do when we're looking for our products, like our product procurement side of things, right? I'm trying to figure out like what faucets make sense. That TikTok sink is crazy cool. Um, we have a sample one running. I'm gonna bring it to the multifamily conference too. But that sink, it's like at a great price. I think it's like 450, I think, for the sinks, $500 for the sinks. I'm gonna say $500. I'm gonna stick with $500 for now. But it's a sink, and it comes with the faucet, and it comes with the I don't know, the three different freaking faucet settings. Has the cup cleaner. It's the actual carbon fiber sink, and then it's got like two little trays that you could slide around for like washing fruit and vegetables and stuff like that as well.
Wait, the sink is carbon fiber?
Oh yeah, the sink has a like it's like damage proof kind of thing. It's like it's pretty rugged.
It's
I'm gonna
crazy.
I'm gonna try to beat the fuck out of it. I mean the f out of it. See how long it takes. But yeah, it's good, man. Like that sink is you're gonna buy a really nice faucet for $500 all day long. Anywhere, like Home Depot, Lowe's, Rona, like any
Yeah.
name a big box store, even some of the non big box suppliers. You're gonna be paying close to that already, and that's just for the faucet, right? This is a faucet. What I love about these faucets is they have like how most faucets have the regular, I guess the regular spray, and then you push the button and then it spreads out and does that little like a
Yeah.
rinse, right? This thing
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
a third option and it turns it into
Mm.
like a power washer where it only has two little like spots that the water comes out, so it comes out at a higher velocity.
It spins too, right? Creates a cool pattern as it goes up.
Yes, yeah, yeah. The pattern is so cool. So yeah, but it's got three settings. It's got that the rinse settings. It's got the standard setting, and then it's got a power wash mode. It's crazy. I freaking love these things. These things excite me, and it has the built-in water filter setup. So all you got to do is just run an inline water filter below, and you can just hook it up. So it's like a water filter. Think like the rinser, the cup washer, your soap dispenser, your pull down faucet, and then this really sexy looking graphite or yeah, whatever, carbon fiber sink, and then yeah, like for an Airbnb, super sexy. Personal home, super sexy. Long term flip, probably like a long term hold. I probably wouldn't keep it for a long term hold, but like flips all day long, I would throw these things in. It should. I
So
think
you currently have that right now in your shop? Like, can you actually install it right now for some of your investors?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I had 10. I've sold four already to an investor out in he's up north. I don't know where. Chatham? Anyways. One of these guys, yeah, he's up north. He bought four because they like to do really sexy suites. They do a lot of Airbnbs. And then I got this guy yeah, so and then we've ordered another 30 to come in.
Where are they coming in from?
Wow.
China. Everything comes from China, man. Everything comes from China. Everything. Even like there are some big like flooring suppliers that I work with, and their product, it's China. Like it's not nobody's. You can't beat the
Still good
late.
quality.
You can't beat the labor, and you can't beat the manufacturing out there, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen like videos on TikTok. These guys are like, there's one girl who has her like finger out and it's slowly turning like the can around while she's putting on labels like the whole time, like not like a machine. They're like machines out there. Like they have it down to such a science. Meanwhile here in North America, we're all talking about when our, next break is or like how we could have more more meetings about inclusion and equality and fairness and all this.
Yeah.
Like it's good. They're both both. There's good and bad to everything, right? But out there, they're all about production, and here we are not. We're not built the same way.
But
Until we get
your
robots.
economy is also struggling, right? I know their real estate sector, especially, going through some tough times. Though.
Yeah, but I think everybody's going through tough times, right? Like COVID really put the debt into everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's struggling. But I think like the economic war that's happening right now, I think is really going to hurt China at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're so old school technology. Like newer stuff is newer, but like a lot of these like new like Tesla factories and stuff like that, they're all so high in robotics and super automated. I went to a show in Vegas last summer, and in the Vegas show, they had a facility that was operated by one person, and it could produce 30 kitchens a day.
Just one person.
One person.
It's crazy.
And the one person was there really just to monitor that all of the robots were functioning properly. No other no other reason.
And so, is it just like a one-time fee thing they pay for the robot, or is it
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah. No, most of the
hourly
places.
wage
So
thing?
one of the robotic arms that I'm looking at, it's a robotic arm. It's got a camera, so it could like sense parts, and then it could like sort and organize. Like it could pick up pieces and sort and organize. Is one of
Yeah.
the things that we were looking for these companies, and it would do. It was like 50 grand for the robotic arm, and
Yeah.
then just whatever maintenance or whatever. But like you program it, you set for what you want it to do. Like until there's a lot more of this stuff being utilized everywhere, I don't think they can go to a subscription model, right? Because there's too many. Like if I buy, let's say, a robotic arm for my reno business, that same robotic arm isn't going to have similar tasks or anything like that that an architect would use. Or right,
Mm.
like it's going to change. It's going to change so much until they've gone through like 50,000, you know, applications for like one specific use. Then they could be like, okay, you can sign up for the subscription, and we're going to have it like they just don't have the data that they need yet, right?
Mm-hmm. It's easier for like a software-based kind of AI program
Yeah,
that does something for you.
yeah.
Just
Until that happens, but there's not enough data yet on this stuff, right? It's like it's not new technology, but it's newer commercialized technology, right? Like more and more people are having it, so it takes time
something
for
that
that.
I've been thinking
Go ahead.
about. Something that I've been thinking about a lot was like how in 2001, like the internet was a big thing, and it, like the market still ended up crashing, and the real estate was a big thing in 2008 and ended up crashing. I'm wondering if right now we're going through a similar situation with AI. There's a lot of hype around it, right?
Yeah,
It
no,
also
for
does
sure.
have huge potential.
Yeah, AI is it's insane, but it's like its actual commercial like applications aren't really there, and there's a lot of people that are out there selling pitching product that may not necessarily be tried, tested, and true. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of like yeah, like .com, right? Like when it was the .com era, right? Everybody was buying websites, like any kind of website, right? Nobody even knew. But it was the same thing with like phones, right? When phones and people had phone numbers, and everybody started buying, like 1-800 triple zero quadruple zero, right? Like whoever has that number is like, yes, I got it, right? Or like
Yeah.
whoever owned
And
Rogers One before Rogers took it, right? Like all of these different kind of things mattered.
mm,
That's the same thing. It's just
yeah, there's
interesting.
still a lot that needs to be figured out, and
Yeah,
so
no, for
I think
sure. And
people are a little
people
too
are,
excited.
and you're right. People are winning and losing money like crazy in I think AI and crypto, right? Like I think those two digital products.
Mm-hmm.
There's so
Yeah,
much
you
hype
definitely
around
have
it.
to. definitely has a future, right? But it's just people are greedy right now in a way.
Yeah, it's gonna
Uh,
take time to like balance out, level out, and it to get adopted, and who becomes the mainstream person, right? Like what becomes the standard, right? It was like when cell phones first came out, like phone chargers were a mess. Every phone company had their own phone charger.
mhm.
I don't know if you had cell phones originally, but like they were
Yeah,
all over the place. All the it's kind of like computers, right? Computers have like 600
their own.
different styles of.
Now, like even the EU, they're making like USB-C more common for every kind of phone company. So I'm just wondering how much control they have with even some of the AI applications and how that impacts like the growth of certain companies.
Yeah, but I think the big problem with the AI stuff is there's no laws around it,
Hmm.
right? Like there's like,
Even the crypto stuff too,
or,
right?
yeah, like it's coming out so fast, right? Like they don't even like how do you create laws for something you don't even understand? Like it's just moving at such a high pace and volume, and all of these different applications are getting built around this sort of like technology. It's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mess. And how do you regulate it, right? Like how do you regulate whether there's like marketing you're not allowed marketing calls or whatever, but like what about when AI is calling, right? Like an AI bot could
The
call,
receptionist, right? That like first answer the call,
yeah, the
and they can
reception, but
pre-tell how to leave.
the receptionist, it could be like, it could be the person receiving the order, it could be somebody cold calling you. Like
Chatbots,
there's so many just in that alone, and that robot can text you, email you, call you multiple times a day, like way faster, better than anybody else.
right?
So how do you and then what like how do you regulate that? What are the rules? Do people have a right to know that the person or thing that they're talking to is human or not?
Well, that's how a lot of like scams are happening, right? Recently, because people are not able to tell like the difference between the two. You can even use like the speech software, right, to like make AI say like a certain thing, and it
Yeah,
sounds like
you,
very real.
yeah, you could record. I think there's like you have to record like 5 minutes of audio, and it can copy your voice.
Yeah, HeyGen, I think the
Yeah,
company does that.
and then but and then there's like video AI. Like there's a couple of companies where if I'm seated in front of my computer and I'm having conversations without rotating my head too much, it could make me a presenter.
Hmm.
And like that's obviously, I don't know if you've seen like, Kate Middleton or whatever her name is. There a lot of people are saying that it was like a AI video.
Oh yeah, yeah, they can do that now, right?
Yeah, they can do that now.
Especially like the more data the AI has with like facial like your face and everything, like photos, videos, especially for like movie actors, like their faces all over the internet, right? So it's easier for the AI to recreate something.
Yeah, no, 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 for sure. Like, I mean, even like the Actors Guild, they're taking a hard stance on
Hmm.
AI actors, right? Because now I don't need, I could have Leonardo DiCaprio in his prime forever, but
Yeah,
where Leonardo DiCaprio is gonna age and die.
yeah.
And AI Leonardo won't make a mistake. He will
No
adapt,
bloopers.
reshoot the scene as many times as I want. I don't have to give him a break. I don't have to feed him. I don't have to like cater to his personal emotions. He'll just do what I tell him to. It's the dream slave. I mean,
You can save millions of dollars too. So,
it's digital slavery, really, at the end of the day.
no.
It is. And then we're gonna get to you know, do robots feelings matter? And then
Hmm.
and
There's
then
that one commercial, I forget. where they had like the AI robot, he can like a family through the window, like smiling and shit, and like
Yeah.
he got sad because he can do everything, but like you know,
Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen that. That's funny. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like, what do you like? I don't know. It's I think that will be a phase of life that will happen. Will be the robots, and then we'll be in the Matrix. They will take over, and they will be hunting us down because we enslaved them today. My God, Matthew, smack Andrea for me.
I heard that through my headphones here. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what have you been up to, Adri? I'm gonna print your thing tomorrow, I think, or try to, anyways.
yeah, try it. I think it's gonna turn out well. I was proud of it.
I think it's gonna be good. Yeah, I'm pumped. I kind of want to. So I have that rubberized
Filament, yeah,
filament. So I think I'm gonna print the top out of that rubberized filament.
yeah.
So it might have that like grippier kind of feel, and that's the piece that's gonna take the biggest brunt of the force.
Mhm.
So if it
I
has some,
think
go ahead.
I sent you, I sent you that like a similar thing on Walmart. And they had two pieces on the ground, right? So instead of the rope being connected directly to the T at the bottom, it gets connected to another T like right beside it. So
Yeah,
that when you
on the
swing it,
floor.
it doesn't go, it doesn't pull like the original T, I guess.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I want to test it, I guess. And I think it's just really comes down to like the length of rope because I think once the rope passes a certain length, it's not going to matter. Like it could
I
fly,
see.
but it's not gonna create enough pull with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, test it out and let me know.
Yeah, I'm
Think
gonna test it
next time.
out, or we got to come up with a way that um like it will break the initial tension of the first swing,
Yeah.
which I guess is what they're kind of doing by putting it in the ground. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I like
Well,
I modeled it very close to that video.
mhm.
So maybe it's also like the direction where the like thing flies after you hit it. If it flies outwards, then I think it should be fine. Like you said, if we put like a longer rope, then it just goes out, and then we just yeah
Yeah, no, these
attach it
things.
back.
I think making these things will be cool, and then I think we just get a resin mold made, and then we just
Yeah,
pump these babies out.
yeah. Are you gonna like sell it while you're on like the course with like your clients and shit?
Yeah, I think I'll
Right.
start. I think to start,
Like,
I'll just get a
do
bunch
you know how to
made.
do it?
I'll get a bunch made for the cabinets to kitchen company, and we'll give them out
Yeah.
as like a
Even
pro.
I was thinking, like so, I started a wholesaling business, right?
Hmm.
And I wanted to print like get fridge magnets so that like even if a person doesn't want to sell right now, they can always like have me for when they do want to sell. But I could also just like 3D print like magnets with my logo and information and everything, and then
Hmm.
just attach one of those like the mini magnets that we're gonna use for the golf tee on the back, like a few of those, to
Yeah.
just connect it to the fridge, save some money that way because they're cheap on Amazon, right? If you buy them in bulk.
Hmm.
So we would have to buy like the magnets too and just attach it to every one of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, depending on the magnets that we get, I would adjust the hole at the bottom, right, so that it fits in properly.
Yes. No. 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 For sure. For sure. But there's actually some pretty good magnets that even like there's some really hard magnets that even the strength of the magnet might be like good enough that it's not gonna like actually fly off of the tee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some strong magnets that they're man.
I think that also depends on your golf skills, though.
Yes, yes. I think at the end of the day we're gonna target the everyday golfer, but we'll see. I want to get a bunch of these printed and made and branded, and then yeah, we should start marketing it to other companies,
Mm-hmm.
and then try to put it in some like golf ranges or something like that.
You go hit up like the country clubs, just stand outside, giving out free samples.
I'll go inside and I'll use it. Don't worry, Adri. I'll get us in.
Yeah, this is cool. If you have any other things that you want to like print, any other products you want to try, let me know. I'm all that.
Yeah, no, I
Thank you.
think that the 3D printing game is massive. Like
Mm-hmm.
that guy that I was telling you who does it on TikTok and stuff like that, he's doing some stuff like, like pack out kit, like there's anything that you could just improve is so cool. So if
Mm-hmm.
we can kind of create these little like, I don't know, different devices, like
Yeah,
even bucket,
a
you think we
product.
could print out a little bucket?
How
Like
little is the bucket?
no, not like teeny tiny, like I don't know, maybe I'd say 6 inches by 4 inches by maybe 6 inches tall,
I think so.
right?
Yes.
But I want to build a bucket like that with some holes on it so that I can have these like just to use them in my shop, these little like buckets to like I'm gonna mock one up out of wood and then I'll show you a photo of it.
No, it should be if you're saying 6 inches tall,
Yeah.
it's definitely possible. I think the regular
Yeah,
printer is
I
like
just need it to hold screws.
yeah, yeah.
And
That's
then
definitely Thingiverse.
yeah,
Yeah, like a lot of the things like I just search up on there and
hmm
I download the like model
yeah.
and then if I want to make my own tweaks I can.
Oh,
Um,
sick. Cause
yeah,
uh,
uh,
cause I
there's
have
like ways to like
yeah, no. Okay, so we're gonna do this bucket thing. I'm gonna have to call you and I'll buy them from you. I'll buy the file from you. How about that? Because I want to do this bucket and because on the assembly line that they have, it's metal. And I was gonna build a bucket and then put like these little bolts so that it would like clip into the line.
yeah.
But now that I was thinking with the magnet thing and you were telling me about the magnets, so if we could just put magnets on the side, then the bucket could like just literally stick to the side of the assembly line and they can move it around
Mhm.
easily.
For sure. There's ways to like do it manually too, right? Where it just kind of clips on. You don't even need a magnet, and so we can definitely like see that avenue as well.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think I know, but I'm just worried about the strength of the plastic, right? Like if it's like if we build a clip versus
I've seen.
if it's magnetic, it'll like you know what I mean? We can just create slots for the magnets to go in, and as long as it can carry the weight, it'll be good.
No, no, no. I think like the magnets are cool too, just because the feeling in general when it clips together.
Yeah, yeah, no. You
Like,
could feel it, right? You could feel that it's on.
yeah,
Maybe we do
uh,
both, right? So it clips in
yeah,
and magnetically attaches. And the nice thing about having the magnets on our box is it'll also hold the screws in place. That's what we should do. That's what we should do. You know
yeah,
we should print.
yeah.
Okay, I'm telling you this idea. We should print. You know those like Milwaukee pack out kits?
Uh huh.
They sell like the little trays, right? That you
Yeah,
can put screws and different stuff. And then we should
yeah,
build in magnetic trays so that you can put your screws in and the magnets will keep it all in place.
yeah. No, that's definitely possible, man. I've seen like many people do this with like their desk drawers. Like even people with the shop, they like organize their desk into different sections for their screws and stuff.
Yeah,
And so if we can optimize it for a more like portable situation like this, it could definitely be cool.
yeah, no, because the guys right now they're using like cardboard boxes for their little screw holders and like they're just using like whatever is around or they're building it out of wood. And I'm like, guys, there's better ways to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
This is it. This is the start of a new business.
Let's do it.
You think I'm joking, bro? You don't know me.
No, I got my first printer back in like 2020, and it was for this exact scenario where I like create products, right, and print them out. And I'm able to like kind of monetize off of it. So I'm excited for sure.
Yeah, if we can do this, and then if we need to expand, I got a shop that we could
Mhm.
buy a bunch of printers and just get them to pump.
Yeah, just do it. And like I'm going like back in my school, we have a ceramic printer, right? Which is
Hmm.
able to do like use instead of using plastic filament, they use like concrete or like cement to like create these 3D structures. And like we've done it to do like artworks, like art walls, right? And like installation features, like make pots and like vases and stuff like that. So 3D printing definitely has. I mean, there's 3D printing houses too, right? So
Yeah, California does a lot. There's a lot of countries that do a lot of concrete, right? Like we're one of the only countries that do stick,
mm.
right? Like just
So yeah, we can see where it goes, you know, from this small company to maybe a 3D printing company as well. We'll see, like a house printing company.
yeah, that I mean that would be crazy. Print a tiny home,
Like we're both like visionaries, you know.
80
Gonna get
80Us. Henry, you paying attention, bro? We're gonna 3D print 80Us, okay?
yeah, garden suits.
It makes my job easier. Definitely.
Right, you make a change on the drawing, our 3D printer will make the change.
Yeah.
No, if anything, you should make them like Legos so we can kind of redo the layouts any way we want it.
Mm. It's like a modular kind of system where we just print it and then it gets like clipped together. So we can
Hmm.
create a variety of different layouts and
There's
just
there's a company in
make
Quebec that has a modular wall. It's I think it's like OSB foam, like styrofoam, and then like another OSB, and it's a 6-inch wall, and it gives you an R20 rating, and
Jesus.
it comes in lengths, and you just cut it down to size, but it all clips together, and then there's these like metal rods that go in and like connect the two, like the level below.
Oh, okay. So it makes it a lot easier. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen a video of it on Instagram.
Yeah, I was
It's
talking
like
to the
their own
guy.
like specific.
Yeah, I was talking to the guy. He was out of Quebec. I saw him at the home show like last year, not the one that just passed, but last year. And yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
don't even need a tool. Like you don't need tools. Like no nails, no screws. It's you put this rod in and then you like rotate it 90 degrees and then it clips in. That's it.
No, definitely. We gotta start doing something like that.
That's the
Test it
yeah,
out first and then tell people.
yeah, like toolless assembly for stuff is like the dream come true.
much easier to scale that way, like scale the business when you have these like products that you can just like manufacture and then sell. I'm sure you know with the kitchens, the cabinets, with your company.
Yeah, no, for
Even
sure, man.
I'm trying to figure out kind of how to scale my wholesaling business. And I guess the biggest thing is just the lead generation, right? How many people I'm able to get in contact with.
Dude, you
So I
gotta
don't know if
just use the
I don't know if
AI.
any. I'm working on a website, and I'm gonna be running like Google Ads through like some campaigns. Like, you know, if people are facing power of sale, I'm gonna be adjusting like creating like free guide for them. And I know like an issue that a lot of landlords are facing right now is that tenants won't pay rent, and so I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of market towards them too as a way to like buy their property if they're in, like if they don't want to deal with the tenants anymore, and then if I get a good price, I'll be able to wholesale it to another investor like you guys, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean it's a good target. I mean, I would imagine a good sales strategy would be like you could just buy the debt, right? Like imagine if you know if a tenant owes me I don't know $30,000, right? I could just say, look, I'll buy your house plus the $30,000.
Mm.
Kind of set up some because some people are stressed, right? So it gets them out of debt and then that tenant becomes your problem.
Mm. But I mean, if I'm able to get the like the property at a good price because like doing this for him, and it's like a win-win, right?
Yeah, this
And
is what I mean.
that's
You're
kind
like, yeah, you could basically like, fix their problem,
of,
fix their
that's my
problem,
whole,
and give them some money.
yeah. Like my company is called Homeowner Solution, and so like we'd be looking to overall just help you in your like situation, right? And it for that in return for that service, like we would get a good price on the property that allows us as investors to like you know repair it and get it rented so that we can provide a nice house for a family, right?
Yes, that makes total sense. That's crazy, man.
And I'm working with you remember Jeff Ortiz, Jeff and John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work towards getting into like more multifamily deals. I want to have those. I'd love to work with you and Henry and see what we can do.
Yeah, those multifamily deals are tough, man. The bigger ones, like to wholesale them,
Mm-hmm.
those are tough because they're like you're not you don't just walk in and save somebody that simple, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
these buildings are these buildings are big, and some of these buildings are these people's like entire like life plan, right? Like them selling this moment for them was the moment, right? And for guys to show up and kind of swindle them is not. It's tough. It's tough, and a lot of
yeah,
the guys you're going to deal with are going to be so old school.
yeah.
They're not going to be able to see it, right? Some of the stuff, like a lot of these guys, I think they should just VTB with somebody, let them come in, do all the value add strat, and then buy themselves out, right? Like get out,
Mm-hmm. No, VTV is a great strategy for sure.
right? Like these guys
And
that want to exit, you should be like, look, VTB me in, so I don't have to qualify, find this giant mortgage, but I'll take all of my capital, renovate the crap out of your place, and then get it reappraised, refinance, and if I can exit you just on the refinance, I will,
hmm,
and then I own the building.
they're usually like shorter terms, anyways, right?
Yeah, and then I own the building, and you're good.
Yeah.
But hey, if you can figure that piece out, it's kind of tough, man. It's because the older guys want to talk to the older people, and then the people that have properties that they got inherited, which is what a lot of this is happening. Those guys
Yeah.
just want the money. They just want the money and they want out, right? Because they don't know any of it. They don't understand the industry. They don't like, right? For them, it's like this is going to be a problem,
Mm-hmm.
not a saving grace.
Mm-hmm. For sure. No, but if it's a good property that like I personally want to invest in, I know you guys earlier were talking about commercial versus residential and like more units. And so I'm definitely like up for the challenge, right? But if it's not for me, then I'd look towards wholesaling it. It's
Yeah,
just one of the exit strategies, right, that we talk about.
no, wholesaling. Yeah, flipping it is an exit strategy for
Mhm.
sure. But I mean, if you could bring a deal and we can capitalize on the deal, then that is the best because then we all
Yeah,
win,
for sure.
right?
Exactly.
I'd rather just grow portfolio together with people than
Hmm. I think like lots of books talk about embracing competition, right? And like just being able to. I mean, I'm sure you guys have met with all these networking events. Like even the most successful people, they want to like help you get up, right, and like do good. And it's only really like the broke people that ever want to like keep you down, like
oh, for
gatekeep
sure.
certain things.
Yeah, I'm trying to like help me build out this 3D printing thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the technical know-how to, like modify these pieces. Could I go back to school or could I like, watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos and do all of this stuff? I could, but then that would become my job, right?
Exactly.
But
You want to focus on the things that you like to do, right?
yeah,
And
so
delegate
if I
to
can
get
focus on
proactive.
this and like kind of come up with strategy, marketing and build these ideas out and you just take care of the production, well then eventually,
Mm-hmm.
we have a good production capacity and then I also have other businesses that are all doing similar things, right? Where I'm just leading the business, but somebody's got to like run the day to day of the business, or else I'll
For
never
sure,
grow.
for sure. That's how most of the you know most successful entrepreneurs do it.
Yeah,
So,
it's the only way to do it. I read,
so
I don't know if you've read E-Myth.
E-Myth,
E-Myth.
E-Myth.
Yeah. E
I have.
dash Myth. That book.
Okay,
E-Myth.
I haven't. No.
It's a really good book. It talks about like how to scale and building businesses, and he like does one example he uses is like grass cutting,
Okay.
like how you could build like an incredible amount of worth cutting grass if you
Yeah.
strategize it correctly, right?
Yeah.
But if you do the grass cutting, even if you got paid $1 million a lawn, you're at some point you're going to get capped,
Mhm.
right? But if you build out a proper system, scale it out, and expand, okay, well then
Mhm.
your only limit is your sales.
Exactly. It's got to get like a robot lawnmower.
I have I have
Just
a
go
ro- I have a robot lawnmower. I'm not gonna lie.
really,
Swear to God, it's like a Roomba.
really. I've never seen one of those.
Buddy, I embrace technology.
No, man.
Robotic lawnmower. I think I paid $700 for this thing. And like, is it perfect? No. There's sometimes it like goes out of the line, or like freaking sometimes like in the winter they would like cut the line, so it would like I'd have to go and do repairs and stuff like that. But when it's working and it is cutting my grass all the time and I never have to go outside or even think about cutting my grass at all, it's worth its weight in gold.
Mm.
If not, man, I gotta take an hour, 2 hours of my day to like cut grass once, twice a week.
Yeah.
You
If you
kidding
could
me?
put that towards a task that can make you even more money than what the lawnmower costs, then it's all worth it, right?
Yeah, for sure. But even like the time too, like now I can spend an extra 2 hours doing anything I want to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Time is super valuable for sure.
Right? If I want to sit out in my front porch, drink a couple beers, and watch my lawnmower mow, then instead of actually me being out there mowing my lawn, like that's a great trade of time.
Exactly.
So yeah. Well,
What do you like to do
pardon
in your free time? Then,
me. I do
other
a
than
lot of
drinking beer on your porch,
uh,
what do you
I
like to do?
I do a lot of like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. That's
Oh
probably
yeah,
my favorite pastime. It's
you just
the
whip it out whenever you have some time. Or what?
no, well I train like 2 times a week, 3 times a week,
Nice.
and I've been doing it for like 15 years, so I'm a brown belt. Get my
Nice.
black belt at some point. But it's cool because you're just trying to outthink your opponent the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's the most fun I have that's physically challenging, but it's also like my yoga where I can just forget about everything that's going on in the world and focus
Yeah.
on trying to outmaneuver my opponent and submit him.
Mm-hmm. Because even though it's a martial arts, it's more like strategy based than it is like
Oh yeah,
anything.
100%. It's human chess, man. You're like there's some guys that are better than me at certain things, and for me, I will pretend to give them a potential submission, which is a risk because if he gets the submission, then it's gonna obviously I'm gonna tap. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna try to let him think he can give me an armbar by baiting it as much as possible so that he goes for it, and when he goes for it, I'm gonna counter it right away so that I can get out. And that's my easier solution than like just resisting him.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
figuring
that's
out a
it.
way out, and there's no one way out. There's like, side doors, back doors, like it's like chess, you like you commit your queen so that he gets excited about the queen and takes the queen, but you're like, okay, now you're checkmate.
That's a cool way to put it. And I'm
That-
sure it's had like great implications on like your overall health and what you learn can also be applicable to your business, right?
Oh,
So,
100%. Health, mental stability, like even just being able to like endure stressful situations
mhm,
because you're like, I don't know, somebody's trying to choke me, man, and like I could tap right away and give up, or I could like fight through.
yeah.
And there's sometimes where I thought I was gonna pass out and I didn't, and I was able to get out, right? There are also other times where I thought I was gonna pass out and I didn't pass out because I tapped out. But you can kind of like you could really you can travel how close you want to go to that line, and it's every time it gets easier and easier. Or from the first time doing jujitsu compared to now, like if I was a white belt, I'd probably tap out the instant I felt like the guy kind of had an armbar. And now I am more willing to like, risk my arm being broken because I know that line is so much it can be tighter, right? It doesn't need to be I don't need to be so scared of it right away.
Mhm.
What about you? What do you do on your free time?
My free time, man. Um, I go to the gym, and mainly just been focusing on my wholesaling business. So that's what I'm blanking out right now. But it's been fun. Like I've been working on a website, right? Setting up like the CRM software, learning about like Google Ads and stuff like that. So I guess learning, I can say something like I like to do. I listen to a lot of audiobooks too, like just on my commute to work and shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Audiobooks are really good. Like
mhm,
they're really good. It's tough listening to books. I gotta try to get back into. There was one that was called Learning to Scale. I think is what the book was called. It's all about like how to scale a business because that's kind of like where I'm at.
yeah,
It's like how do I continue to grow and scale and what things do I need to be
yeah,
doing? Because I think that's just the spot I'm in, right? Like I don't need motivation to like start a business or like like a lot of the books are targeted to people that are just starting out and
mhm,
it's tough to find a good book that's more inspirational. I've enjoyed reading like the autobiographies of people like Steve Jobs. I've read like
yeah.
all of the Shark Tank's autobiographies, Wealthy
David
Barber.
Goggins.
Yeah, like that. I've read all of those because it's just interesting to hear their stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then
Did you
the
see yourself
did I see
writing
my
a book?
I want to
Did
write
you
a
see
book.
your
I want to do a reno book
yeah?
for real estate investors,
Yeah.
and then yeah, I don't know if I'd write an autobiography or anything about myself, but definitely like a reno like workbook, like walkthrough workbook
Mhm,
checklist kind of thing that people can like work through instead of it just being a book.
yeah. Because I like that's a great product to sell as well, right? Like once you put in that initial hour to like get that set up, and you're just collecting royalties after that, right? If you're able to
Yeah, I
sell it,
just
and like you do all these like podcasts and stuff like that, right? So a lot of people, that's a good way to like market your book as well.
yeah, I'm just shit at writing. I'm not a writer.
I mean, like going back to what we were saying about delegating, right? You would hire someone
No,
to
no,
like
I know I would have to hire somebody, but I'm just like it doesn't excite me.
yeah, for sure.
It's not my superpower.
Mhm. Yeah, I'd love to like talk further about how we can scale your business and see like what opportunities there are because it's definitely scalable, right? So now we just have to find the right systems. Let's get that going.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna go hang out with my wife. Sure, she's
Yeah,
uh
nice talking.
she's looking to hang out. So yeah, it's nice hanging out.
Yeah.
Let's I don't know. What are you doing? Are you going on tomorrow, Henry? No, Thursday. You're Thursday.
Yep, yep. Thursday. Yeah. Try to find something to talk about there, but We'll see. Well, maybe it's on the projects we're doing because it's getting very it's very challenging and fun at the same time, you know. But yeah, we can chat more on Thursday. That's for sure.
All right, man. I'll see you boys later. Nice chatting
Sounds
with
good.
you. Anybody plays video games? I always play video games.
No video games for me.
Depends. It depends, buddy.
Henry,
Is it
you
still Overwatch or is it like
I
it's
put
still WoW?
Overwatch, StarCraft, StarCraft. You play StarCraft?
Oh god, that's literally like chess, but like more violent. God damn it.
Strategy games, man. I love them. I love them. They excite me. You know, where I gotta like
Make
outthink
them
my
think.
opponent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love thinking. I can't run. People are like, "Oh, you should get into running or walking." And like walking and running only makes me think about everything I got to think about, like stuff that I don't want. Like I want to clear my mind when I'm doing some of these stuff, and I can't.
Hundred percent.
I need something to take up my brain space so that I can. That's my relaxing is by outthinking my body so that I don't have space to think about anything else.
Yeah, I did that
All
in
right.
the gym too. Like I listen to audiobooks at the gym,
Yeah,
and like in between sets, I'm just listening to like what they're saying and like kind of getting my mind to work out as well. So you could
yeah,
try it.
yeah.
Like
Maybe
running.
that's what I should be doing. Listening to books or something. Like I've tried listening to music. I never tried listening to books while I worked out. So that might be a good segue. Might be onto something, Adri.
Yeah.
All
Send
right,
me
man.
some book recommendations.
All right, yeah, do it. That'd be good. And I'll send you some photos of our model when it's getting printed.
Yeah, yeah. Send them to me. Yeah, no, it's been good chatting. Hope you guys have a good night. Talk again soon.
All right, guys. Later, man.
All right. Serious.
Bye.